Hello, fellow alchemists. Welcome back to our series on how to deploy with Phoenix. Something that I missed in my previous deployment videos is actually how to run Ecto migrations. And as you can tell, I completely skipped Ecto for all of my deployments. And I actually started to add it into this project, but then I thought, hey, you know, this has actually happened to me before, where I need to add in Ecto to a project. And so I decided that, you know, since I'm going to be adding an Ecto, I might as well show you guys how to actually add in Ecto to, say, a project that didn't have Ecto before. And so, you know, without further ado, let's get started. Something else I want to do is I want to actually start to update some of these old libraries. So if I run my outdated command, so a couple things we can update: plug cowboy, which we can update directly, Phoenix, etc. Seems like everything we can just update by itself. So we can say mix steps update, and we say we want to update everything, which is fine. Cool. We can go ahead and we can run tests just in case, make sure everything's kind of working. Cool, so everything seems to be working, so we just have some very limited amount of tests. Don't really worry about this because we need to check actually in the log file to see what it's saying for the version. So in this case we're using 1.49. It's totally fine to leave this over here like that. Now here comes the main part of our video, which is actually adding in Ecto. So I'm going to be using Postgres, of course, and so I'm just going to go ahead and just grab the latest version, and I'm working off the docs on the other side, so I just need to add in Ecto SQL because Ecto has actually split between Ecto and Ecto SQL, so you don't need to use SQL or some kind of database to use Ecto anymore. But in this case, of course, we're going to be needing that, and Postgres, because of course we're going to be using Postgres database. Now, of course, I need to add in the mix steps, sorry, not update, but git to grab everything. Cool, works just fine. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to actually generate our repo. So I'm going to use Command K to clear out the screen, and I'm going to actually generate our repo. So mix ecto gen repo-r to name it. The application we're running is Phoenix deploy, and just use the generic repo style. Cool. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to add in, on the dev side at least, I'm just going to remove all this stuff. I don't really need it because we're not working with SSL. But I do need to add in the configuration. So config, our name is Phoenix deploy for our app, and we are configuring our repo. Database is going to be Phoenix deploy dev. Username, I use just a generic Postgres. Again, password Postgres, and the host name localhost. And I want to make sure this runs okay in the tests, so I go to my tests over here and run that. But of course this one, I'm going to change this one to be test, so using two different databases. Let's see, what else we need to do is we need to also check the configuration of our repo. Okay, seems to be okay. OTP app is correct. Same with this one. Shouldn't be anything there. But we do need to copy the name, and then we need to go to our application, and then we need to actually add our application to the tree so it actually gets started when we start our app. And then, of course, finally, we need to also configure our Ecto repos, which I'm going to do in the main config file. Sorry, I actually copied and pasted this from the documentation, but still. And this one should be Phoenix deploy. Perfect. And now we should be able to use Ecto. So let's try to create a database. Awesome, works just fine. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video where it is. And starting next, we're going to actually, in the next video, we're going to actually start to add some models, and then I'll actually show you how to deploy and run database migrations. So again, this is Alan from Plangora, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.